Keon, it's October 15th. Do you know what that means? Bro, new webkinz. It's the official launch day. Man, you're so excited. Sheba. You know what day it is? It's launch day, bro. Oh, bye, Sabrina. Yeah, I just called my local store to ask if their webkinz were in, and they're not. They're still waiting for the delivery. Now it's Monday, and I finally got down there. And yeah, some of it was picked over, but I had seen lots and lots of stores were already sold out, so I'm just glad I was able to find any. I did not get the Bernese Mountain Dog, which was the main one that I wanted, which means if they don't restock, this will be the second time that webkinz has released a Bernese Mountain Dog, and I've missed out, and I might lose my mind if that's the case. So they better restock, so that I, keep my sanity. I do need to have a talk with whoever's in charge of webkinz's marketing, because you literally picked like the worst stock images. I'm sorry. I like the old webkinz stock images. They put them in these weird poses. You may think this is just like some weird posing to like make it look whimsical, but this actually does a lot. I'm gonna use this brown lab one, for example. This like pose that it's in is definitely weird, but it shows off a lot of things. You can clearly see the head to body proportions. You can tell that if it's posable like this, then it must be really floppy. You get a much better idea of it overall. I don't know, these new stock photos, they look so stiff, which I feel like it doesn't do them justice. Like, literally, I'll get into this, but one of the new webkinz that I literally hated the most when the stock images came out turned out to be my favorite one that I bought today. So clearly the stock images are not doing their job of communicating what kind of plushies these are, because they are very different in person, I feel like. And even just very different in the photos I was seeing other people taking. Those like videos that they made, like Meet the Webkinz, they really needed to, instead of just doing a stock image or doing this, I really wish they would do like the original unboxing videos where they have someone take it out and turn it around and move it over, because you get a way better feel for the webkinz itself when you can see it being moved around and turned over like an actual item. Just pick up the webkinz and move it around a bit. Show me, like, nod its head a little bit, make it wave at me. Like, you can tell so much from those kinds of movements. A lot of the pictures that people started posting of the new webkinz made it a lot easier to tell which ones I was gonna like and which ones I wasn't. I'll just roll the clip of me going to buy them, because I did have my phone on. I just had it in my pocket because I always feel really weird just like recording in a store. But yeah, I did get some footage, so I'll roll that.
The zebra's cute.
It's pretty cute.
Mama?
I don't know about the texture though, it's a weird texture. That was like the number one. Actually, people do like these in person though than they did in the pictures. They actually look really cute. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the koala, I'll be honest. It's got a weird body shape.
Right there.
I'm gonna get the poodle for sure. I'm just trying to decide how many. I mean, it's like $30, so probably. But I'm also, now that I'm seeing him in person, I actually really like the hippo. It's soft and it's very cute.
I was like, what was it? I didn't know what I was getting. You have no question.
I haven't had this feeling in so long because I haven't been able to get webkinz in stores for so long, but I'm like, oh yeah, this was kind of a pain. I like the Chihuahua a lot better in person as well than in the pictures, but
Speak for yourself.
I still don't like him as much as some of the others. The koala is about what I expected. It's the koala. Zebra's a little bit disappointing just because I like the design, but the fabric is weird. It's not a good fabric. That feels low quality to me. But like the hippo feels really good quality. It is so cute.
And the video.
You want to give them a ride?
I like this one.
All right. Okay, take the webkinz for a ride.
Watch out.
Watch out. Yes, Boogie?
You think this is too advanced for her to?
Probably. They have one over there that I'm
It's a
actually thinking of
hippopotamus.
getting if I want to get, because she likes to play with it at the.
Oh, puffy pants. I think so, yeah. I'm going back and forth. I'm going to get more, but they're kind of expensive. Yeah, I've been waiting for these to come out since April.
Oh my goodness. One is supposed to sell to a person, but it looks like a reseller to me, so I'm not worrying about it.
No, I've been collecting since I was 6 years old.
Oh my gosh. They've been around that long?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It released in 2005, I think.
Oh wow. Yeah, I guess we're going to have to reorder those. They're almost gone. They just came in last week.
Yeah.
They're actually, she was telling me they're selling out everywhere. That's why she wanted to get down here today.
The lady was in earlier and was really bummed that we'd already sold the meerkats. That's what she really
Yeah, I was
wanted.
really hoping for the Bernese Mountain Dog, but
Yeah,
that would have been the second choice.
good one.
Me too. So yeah, I got 3, even though I technically wasn't supposed to. My apologies. Apparently there are other people in the area because, as he mentioned, the German Shepherd and the meerkat were there at some point and already sold out. And I'm assuming if there was a Bernese Mountain Dog, that's also the case. Can they meet me? Where are the webkinz people in my area? Like, can we be homies? He said he wanted to restock, but I've been hearing rumors that they won't until the next batch of webkinz comes out in January, and this one image that one of the stores posted kind of seems to corroborate that, and I really hope it's not true because a lot of people are still missing out. I get that this was a trial run. They didn't know if it was going to work. I knew it was going to work, by the way. I've been saying it was going to work for like actually years, but you know. So I really hope that they realize that there's still a big demand and order a second round of these plushies so that those who missed out can still have a chance. However, I have been hearing rumors that that's not going to be the case. And I just want to say, webkinz, if you're listening to this, please do not employ scarcity tactics. I genuinely don't understand scarcity tactics from a business model other than it drives people to go get them quicker. But like, we all want one and you get money when we get one. So like, give it to us. I don't know. I'm going to get into the actual review now. I do have a lot of thoughts because they are very different plushies in person than they were in the photos. First one I'm going to start with is the Poodle because that was obviously the one that I was kind of singing the praises of in my previous video, and I gotta say, I was 100% correct. This is a very good plush. It looks just as good as it did in photos. I'd say even better, actually. I really like the proportions here. I thought I wouldn't like this like really big area, but it's actually really nice and it's got very well textured fur. Main fabric though, very, very soft and honestly really high quality, which is a little confusing for reasons I'll get into later, but it's very high quality and nice. However, my favorite is this puff on top of her head. It is so soft, I keep playing with it. And I also like, it keeps like falling in her eyes, but I like being able to like push it up. This is good. I can't really explain it without getting you to touch it, but I'm just telling you that this is good. The paws are kind of small. I'm not really saying that as a negative, more just an observation. Would I prefer bigger paws? Yes, but it's really not a deal breaker or a huge issue for me, and there are plenty of webkinz that have had small feet before. The pet patches are smaller than I thought they would be. Quite frankly, I thought they would be bigger. They look really nice, well embroidered. I would still rather have a W, obviously, and everyone's been saying that. Stitched nicely, it's really high quality, and I really don't have any huge criticisms, like, at all. The eyes also are a great size. They're small, they're solid black. I love them. For those of you who aren't aware, at least actually I think 2/3 of my webkinz collection is still in storage from when I moved, so I do not have counterparts to compare these to. I'm just using the best that I have in my collection. I might do a more comprehensive review once I get my white poodle, Bengal tiger, and hippo Mud Hippo specifically, out of storage, but until then I'm just using what I have on hand. And I have a pink poodle on hand, obviously pretty different from the original white poodle, but I think it's actually a pretty good comparison. The curly fur is very similar to the pink poodle. It's closer together. I don't want to say denser, but it's definitely closer together. I don't know, it holds its shape better. If you can kind of see there, this the pink poodle is a little more stringy and out there. This one definitely has more of a curl to it. Closest comparison I can think of for this would be the Chihuahua. It's that same kind of length and feel, and I think it really is just because this one's newer and I just got it, but it's a lot softer and it feels a lot more, what's the word? Thick, like the material itself is thick in a very good way. Genuinely, I really don't have any criticisms of this poodle. If you had put a W on this, and a classic tag and told me that this was a classic webkin, I would 100% believe you. Hello, editing Rusty here. I'm currently working on the video and I do want to rectify. I found a criticism. I don't know how I didn't notice this before, but the curly fabric does not go onto her stomach. There's like this bald patch here. Granted, this is the kind of thing I would 100% see on a classic webkins too, so this isn't really a critique in the way of comparing it to classic runs. This is just a critique in the way of I don't like this and I want them to fill it in. Nah, I don't know. I want it to go all the way around. I don't know how I didn't notice that for the first 2 days that I had this plushie, but I will show the tush tags are different. I actually like that it says webkins on the tag now. The original webkins, obviously, they had the Gans tag, and then they had, like, this thing. I actually really like that it specifies webkins by Gans on the tag instead of just saying Gans. I theorize that they do that because webkins no longer have a W, so you can't identify them once the tag is off as a webkins, so that's probably why that put that there. It is harder to find the name of the plush on there. It's right there. I do prefer the this one where it's just the product number and then the species. It's a lot easier to find, but I mean, that's not really a huge deal. I don't think anyone besides collectors really care, and that's really a nitpick. I don't really have a problem with it. I do real quick want to talk about the tag, because I was just thinking about this. This is kind of weird. It says Webkinz Next on it, right? First of all, props to Webkinz for correctly realizing that nobody's going to call Next Webkinz and then relegate our favorite game to being called Classic. I kind of like that they do differentiate with Next and Classic instead of calling one Webkinz and then nicknaming the other. I think that's probably clever. With that being said, why do they specify Webkinz Next on the tag? You could just say Webkinz because it's a code for both games and it's only the logo for one of the games. I feel like you could just say Webkinz. That doesn't really mean anything at the end of the day. I just thought it was weird because it's for both games. I would refer to Next and Classic collectively as just Webkinz. So why they're specifying that this plush is a Webkinz Next plushie when it's technically for both? I don't know. If we're taking a vote, yeah, I prefer the Classic logo. It's got more whimsy. However, I really don't hate the new logo. I have no notes really. Logos have never been a deal breaker for me, you know, go big deal. I don't really care. I really have no hard feelings or ill will if they decide to completely just use the Next logo and just call it Webkinz. I have no problem with that. I get that it's a new generation, and I'm really coming to terms with that, especially now that I have these plushies and I'm seeing them in person. The logo is not what I'm hung up on. I'm hung up on low quality, low thought out toys, such as the 2nd gen plushies. You can put this W on the paw. We'll kiss you on the lips if you do that. I'm just kidding. I would never kiss a corporation on the lips, but the feeling is there. Anyways, yeah, overall, and I'm gonna move this around a lot actually because most of the videos I'm seeing aren't doing that because it's influencer type videos and they're like,
come with me to get the new Webkinz. I loved Webkinz as a kid, and when I heard about the new release, I had to get one.
I'm so sorry. I'm sick of seeing those videos. Oh my God, I'm sorry. I'm so bitter. No notes on the poodle. It's pretty much exactly what I wanted, exactly what we've been asking for, and absolutely 10 out of 10. They did a fantastic job, and this puff, Oh my gosh. No, yeah, no, that's a sensory heaven right there. I love this thing. Anyways, on to the next one. The tiger's a weird one for me because I've been flip-flopping on it pretty much since day one. When the initial leak came out, I thought, wow, that thing is hideous, I don't want it. And then they started releasing more pictures of it, and I thought, it's alright, it's not bad. And then people started posting pictures and videos when they were finding the tiger, and I thought, actually, it looks really, really cute, and I really want one. And then I got mine, and I was thinking, it's alright. I have critiques. I will say, though, my dog got a hold of it. Like, I went outside to do something, and when I came back, my dog was chewing on this. You're a naughty little... Don't wag your tail. Do not wag your tail. That's a no. That's a no. Oh my gosh. I have to clean this now. I didn't even get to review it before this happened. It's been like 10 minutes. So, if you see, like, crusties, that's not the plush, that's my dog. Starting with materials, this, like, chest fur, I'm pretty sure I don't have my Bengal tiger with me, my original, but I'm pretty sure this is literally the exact same material that they used on the Bengal tiger's chest fur, and I've always loved that stuff, so, you know, I'm here for it. The nose fur and this fur are pretty much like the same thing, and I think this white around the eyes, too. Just as a side note, I don't like the white around the eyes. I don't know, it just doesn't look right. I think it's too much. If they put, like, maybe just a little bit, like kind of like a triangle, or more like a half circle, I think that would have looked better, but as it is, he's got these weird donuts. I genuinely cannot decide how I feel about this fabric, because I'm looking at it and I'm feeling it and I'm thinking, it genuinely looks really high quality, but at the same time, something about the texture I just don't like. I don't know how to describe it. It feels like flatter than it should. Like, maybe it sits down too well. And here's the interesting thing. I only get that when I'm brushing with the fur. If I go against it, I really like how that feels. It's a lot softer, and it won't, I don't think it'll stay that way, because if you touch it like it lays back down. I don't know, it's kind of hard to describe texture, I'm not gonna lie. But I would say it's a good quality. It's a good quality fabric. Really love the freckles and the whiskers. No notes there, they look good. The snout is way too small. I'm sorry. He's got a weird side profile, actually. Hold on. I would like the snout to be, like, literally, like, twice this size. That would make the forehead look less massive. So, you know, that'd be a huge improvement. You know, if the snout came up to, like, here, move the eyes up as well, that would improve this greatly, I think. I feel like the eyes are too big. They're definitely bigger than the poodles. I think if they had put the same eyes on the tiger that they did on the poodle, that would vastly improve the way it looks. Literally just the snout and the smaller eyes, I think I would be way less harsh on this particular plushie if they just did those two things. And they have the paws, so, you know. I do like that the bottom of the feet are white, that's very cute. My main criticisms have to do with the torso, which is not something I expected, because from the pictures that I was seeing, I thought the torso looked completely perfect, but I do have criticisms of the torso. I still love this pet patch. This is a very cute pet patch. I don't know, this is like the only one where I'm like, I wish it was bigger, genuinely, because it's a really cute pet patch, and honestly probably the only one in the whole bunch of webkinz where I'm like, that was a really good idea, I'm so glad you put that there. He looks well fed. I can get past that though. Tiger is not the only one that has this. The hippo has it, the chihuahua has it, the zebra as well. Why do their booties stick out so far? Like, him's butt. That's significant. That's a significant space between the back of his leg and his, like, rear booty cheek, right? Like, can we agree on that? I kind of figured out why. So with the pattern, it goes up his leg and then it comes out and then goes up. Why did they do that? Now here's the fun part, because I have some particular expertise that helps out with this. So I have actually made like 4 webkinz style plushies with the torso. Here's the thing about it. When you're cutting the torso piece, the leg and the torso are one. It's a straight line. The leg goes straight into the butt and then you go over, right? It goes up the leg and that is one straight line from the back of the leg to the top of the butt. It goes up and then out. They like added a rear. That's weird. I'm not a fan of that because it makes them look awkward. And I don't know, it's most noticeable on the tiger for me. I noticed it in the stock images. I was like, please tell me he doesn't have that in real life. And he does have that in real life. I don't know if that bothers everyone else as much as it bothers me, but it bothers me significantly. But yeah, I'm done being harsh with the tiger now. I do still like him. He's very cute. Oh, one other thing. I'm sorry, I'm not done nitpicking. The tail is weird. It's stuffed and it's like really short. For comparison, what happened? I hope they don't do that with future releases and give him a normal tail and less of a booty. But he's cute, and I'm pretty satisfied with him. He does look, like, I really like the way he looks in videos. Looks and feels different in person than he does on these videos. It's very strange. I definitely have notes on the tiger, but overall, I'm pretty happy with my purchase. Kian, you are being invasive. This one was strange for me because when the first pictures came out of the leaks, the hippopotamus was probably one of the ones I was most vehemently against. I was like, ew, I don't want that thing. It looks like a next plushie. And then I started seeing pictures coming out, and I was like, maybe, but probably not. I still don't like it. And then I saw it in person, and it is my favorite in the bunch, which is crazy because if you told me that a few months ago, I would have been like, yeah, right, that thing's hideous. No, this is my favorite in the bunch. First of all, I'm gonna say some of the things I dislike about this one. I'm sorry, can we get rid of sparkle fabric? I'm so over it. It's alright on the hippo though because it's only used for his ears and his nostrils, which are both really small. You can stick things in there. Look, I can pick his nose. And I love that, actually. That's a play feature as far as I'm concerned. You can now put things in the hippopotamus's nose. That is freaking 10 out of 10. He's got the same booty problem as the tiger where it like sticks out. Actually, his might stick out farther. And again, the tail is stuffed. His pet patch is a bird. Out of the three I got, this is probably my least favorite pet patch because it's just like a bird and I don't know. This fabric is so soft. I'm actually a little obsessed with it. It's very soft, very nice. This is 100% my favorite to hold because he feels so nice in my hand. The eyes are definitely big. However, it works on the hippo. And let me see why. Do you see the size of his nose? It's huge. He's got a huge nose and that makes the eyes more balanced. The huge nose, the huge forehead, and the huge eyes all fit together to just make an animal that looks huge. And considering it's a hippopotamus, that's a good effect to have. Cute side profile, by the way. Look at that. He's got like this dip in his back. I wish he didn't. If they just made this more flat, I think he'd pretty much be perfect proportion-wise. Well, I guess they could also shrink the head, but it's really not... It doesn't bother me as much on this one. Anyways, I would most closely compare this one to the mud hippo, actually. And particularly, he's got a charm to him. I have a very special appreciation for my webkinz mud hippo. In a very similar story, when I got that one, I thought, mud hippos, that's ugly. But then I got him and actually loved him and made him the main character in all my stories for like a month straight. And I kind of got the same feeling getting this hippo. It's got that same kind of like unique hippopotamus charm. I don't know, maybe it's just because it's reminiscent of that particular memory with my mud hippo, but this one feels the most like a webkin in spirit. The poodle definitely looks the most like a webkin, but I don't know. I connected with this one pretty quick. The new webkins, they have like embroidery around the edges of things. Like it's around the edges of his toes. The gecko had embroidery around the edges of its stripes. It gives it more durability and it also just like makes it look cleaner. I really do like that. I feel like that is actually one thing that they've improved over the original run of webkins is that embroidery. So I'm actually gonna give them props for that. Other than that, I think that's pretty much it. Oh, I do have a littlekins hippo. Again, I don't really think this is an apt comparison because this feels far more modeled after the mud hippo. That being said, I do like this hippo's proportion better with the head to body ratio. You can see the head is actually way smaller than the body. Really what needed to be done here. It looks bigger than the body to me. And again, the tail, I really don't like it stuffed. Please unstuff the tails. Oh, the only other thing is I wish they'd given him some like buck teeth. That would have been really cute. I always loved that feature on the mud hippo. But overall, I really am happy with the hippo. Size-wise, they feel pretty standard. The pink poodle's definitely a lot smaller than these guys. They were pretty much headed this direction with the size towards the end of the original run. Like if these are 6 inches roughly, I'd say these are 7 inches roughly. Second gen next plushies were like actually massive. I'm really glad that these are more classic Webkinz size because I literally built the shelves in my closet specifically to classic Webkinz size. Anyways, I think I'm gonna enter them in. I'll probably make that its own video because I don't know how long this one's getting. So if you want to see that, it should be out soon. Definitely be going for any future releases if they release more in January like they like the rumors. Overall, I'm actually way happier with this than I thought I would be. They're a lot better in person than a lot of the pictures made them out to be. It's better than I expected, and I think that's enough for me. Will I still be criticizing openly and honestly and demanding quality? Absolutely. But for where we're at right now, I'm very pleased with this. And I enjoy these plushies. It's not perfect. Gens. It's not perfect. But it is a damn good start. And I am very pleased with my purchases. That's been a review. Thank you for watching, and yeah, have a good day.